Hey everyone, this is a knife discussion, not really a review. I'm just going to go over the knife. I haven't really carried this one too much yet, just a little bit. Cut up a couple things, but it's still a new knife for me, so my views and comments in this video are going to reflect kind of my initial view rather than a longer term review of actually having carried the knife. This is the Benchmade 707 sequel. It's a McHenry and Williams design. It is Benchmade, of course, like I just said. There is it's a black aluminum handle with inlaid G10. It has the access lock. It has the drop point blade, and it's all plain edge. It's 154 cm steel. The blade hardness is 58 to 60. The what else do we have here? The blade thickness is 0.10. The closed length on the knife is 3.8 inches. The overall length is 6.75 inches. The blade length is 2.95 inches, so almost 3 inches. So this is a good little EDC knife, small knife, small blade. I'll try to zoom up close here. I'm gonna have to refocus, but there you go. You can see the smooth aluminum, black pocket clip. Even with the limited carry, you can see some pocket clip marks already. Kind of just part of the Benchmades. Unfortunately, they don't make great pocket clips when they come in black. I'm actually going to switch lenses here so you can see the details a little bit more. So hold on. Okay, back now using a Canon 100mm macro lens. You can see much more detail now. You can see the Benchmade logo. The inner workings of the access lock. You see the Omega spring kind of around the locking pivot point or locking point. Dual thumb studs. It's a great thing about Benchmades is that thumb studs are on both sides. You have the McHenry and Williams stamping on their logo that they designed it. The drop point blade, a little bit of dirt on it. Okay. Pocket clip. A little bit of scuffing. It's probably only carried in my pocket twice by itself. Okay. You can see the G10 built in here. It's more for looks, I think, than anything. It's not. I don't think it offers a whole lot of grip. You can see the skeletonized liners in there. Certainly not a heavy knife at all. Pretty tiny. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to show you the back side just for one more bit here. Show you the spine. You can see easy one-handed opening there. Okay. Now I'm going to switch lenses again to give you a different view. Hold on. Okay, so back to the wider view here. What I wanted to say is that this is probably a good knife. It's depending on where you find it online, I think it's around the $100 range, maybe a little over. I got this one as a gift, but it's not the most expensive knife, but it's not the most cheapest either. It is an EDC knife. It's not heavy use. It's tiny. It'll fit in the palm of your hand. So something to think about is this would be a good alternative to maybe the small Sebenza, the small Strider PT, if you don't want to spend that much money. It's kind of a classy looking knife. I think it's really well designed visually. But so that's that point. If you're wanting something kind of a classy high-end knife, this might be a lower cost or alternative to maybe a small Sebenza. Now, one thing to think about though is, do you really want to spend that much money for this size of knife, this heavy use? Because I'm going to put something out there and I'll show you here. This is the mini Griptilian. Okay, this can be had for about $55-ish. Look online, and it's basically the same size, similar blade shape. I have serrated on this one, but you can get a plain edge, and similar handle. This one is probably half the price of the sequel. The blade, I think the overall design, the sequel looks better, but if you don't care that much, the better buy might be the mini Griptilian here. The only thing different in the blade really is that you have more width of blade here. To some extent, the design of the sequel handle looks good, but the feel of the mini Griptilian might be a hair better. Okay, so something to think about if you're tight on funds. Get a similar looking black satin finished or stonewash finished mini Griptilian. So that's that, and just to show you some competing products to think about in the mini knife category. Here's the Benchmade mini-barrage. Okay, that's somewhat of a different knife, much more thick, harder to carry, assisted opening, much more beefy handle, takes up more space. Just on the extreme high end of the scale, here's the Strider PT. You can see the PT is pretty small, one of the smallest ones on here, and something somewhat different to think about is the Spyderco Delica. See if I can fit in that there. A little bit longer handle. Overall length is very close to the same, a little longer for the Delica. So overall, I think that what attracted me to the sequel is just the really the design. I thought it was a cool looking design. I like the small handle on the big blade, easy to carry, that kind of thing. One thing I am noticing though with the axis lock, certainly it's a great axis lock. Works well, fast to deploy, easy deployment with thumb or whatever. But the handle is so small that it's easy to slip. You don't get enough area to hold on to flick it open very well. Meaning I'm kind of putting the knife in the back of my palm like this to open it to some extent. So I have had some issues opening the thing with it being so small. It's easy to drop, but again, that's the nature of the knife. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave comments, personal message me. Seems to be a pretty good knife so far. Later, folks.